Hello? Wait a second. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness.
No goodness indeed. The room I created on rolls.org is called AFMBE FTW. And that should be functional. God, I'm only getting 3 bars. It's terrible.
Okay, it's working.
Fantastic.
Apparently I should join the room instead of trying to roll all flesh must be eaten for the win.
Tell me how that works out.
Well, it didn't.
It could be abuse. Could be abuse. I haven't, I don't think I've used this thing since, the Liberal Crime Squad RPG. Oh.
There's a Liberal Crime Squad RPG?
There is, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's factual. We definitely played that.
I've definitely made it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that earlier when you said you hadn't used it in years. I was like, the last time would have been LCS RPG.
Well, you don't know the last time I used it. You shut your
Oh,
mouth.
we actually used it for a few roles for the not Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader.
Yeah. That sounds familiar. You guys can go ahead and familiarize yourself with the basic controls of it.
Yeah. This
Hmm.
will be
I'll
a thing.
familiarize you!
Okay, I figured it out.
There you go. There you go.
I was
We'll
saying it, I'm
definitely
like,
do it.
oh, why is it-
Yeah. Hello, Chris. So, yes, due to a sudden announcement or request from my brother, I ended up having to relocate to a different house, and I don't have router access here, so I can't host a map duel server. It's not like we really use that anyway, it's fine. But it helps to get us in the imagining of the B-rated movie, or something.
The romance, the action.
Yes, but we still... It still helps to be able to broadcast dice roll results to everyone. Ergo, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might end a little bit sooner than 4 hours. Depends on the situation.
Depends on how frustrated we get.
Yes.
I'm aiming at that zombie. Which one? That one.
Depends on how frustrated I get.
Yeah, how frustrated you get at how many times we ask you to explain what we're looking at.
And I'm gonna tell you it's a B movie. Shut the fuck up.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, it's
right?
got like film grain and...
That's right. That's right. You guys have used crutches for so long in the form of battle maps.
Yeah, it's
We
the
can't be
problem I've
tactical
always
anymore.
wanted
Get
to
good.
do with that is that people say, "Oh, use your imagination." So the DM explains it once, and then you imagine one thing, and they imagine something completely different, and suddenly you're under 500 pounds of rock or something.
And everyone's dead. Yes.
Yeah, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck just happened? Like, that's not the way you described it." And he's like, "Oh, that's how it was."
And, even if I could host a map duel server, he doesn't have the upload speed. This fucking plebe. I did a test and it was under 2 MB upload. I was like, no, you fool! You have so many other awesome things in your house. You have nothing.
Because of all those
Megabit
other
upload?
awesome things, he doesn't need the internet.
Like, and the download's like less than 5 MB. I'm like, what?
Kitty, get off my pencil.
That is.
What type of horror story does this man live?
To be
Is this
fair,
Africa?
To be fair, I'm the only competent desk in the entire house where I can sit on my workstation is a little distant from the router. I might try to find an Ethernet cable after this session. And it's possible that I might get interrupted because I am the shepherd of animals here.
Oh man.
3 dogs and a cat.
Is that an
including
official title?
Yes, including a little...
You are
fucking-
the shepherd of animals.
Including a little chihuahua that's as big as my calf, so...
Wait, what? So you're telling me it's not a chihuahua, more like just little sausage?
Well, I am a rather large individual. 2 old dogs and a fucking cat. I'm looking forward to that. Don't you even... I know you're looking at me like you want to meow. Don't you even fucking start. I don't have to deal with this shit. The fucking zombie master. I will end you.
I mean, you could bring that cat in as, the
Wait.
voice actor for What Will Be the Death of Us.
The death of us.
Perhaps so.
In fact, you know what? That's what that cat's name is from now on.
The death of
Come here,
us.
the death of us.
Oh, who's a good the death of us? You are. Yes, you are.
Oh, you're gonna kill us all.
Alright, gather round, everyone. It's time for more old flesh must be eaten. When last we left the crew, they were walking down the highway towards Carlisle after a missile explosion upended their car.
As it do.
Yep.
I mean, who hasn't had a fender bender like that before?
It's possible that I should have opened the map tool server myself just so I could have given you all the readout of how many life points you guys had.
All I remember is that Potman had like 6.
I think he had
Potman
8.
did not have many.
Yeah. I can actually
8.
open the server myself. I think both Trusty Tony and Fletch had 14, and Kathleen had 33.
Because Kathleen is made of meat.
Aren't you all made of...
Yeah, all humans are made of meat.
No,
It's
Tony is made of
because
sleaze.
It's because she walked out of the underground complex at full health.
Yeah, that helped. Yeah.
Fine.
The only damage that she took ended up being when she went on the fucking slip and slide. Yes.
Hey, the hills, they sneak up on you. You never expect it.
And we'll just have your life point totals be set to that. I don't feel like opening the server right now just to look at something that no one else can log out and see.
Alright, I'm going.
I did check it earlier. Now, it's getting dark, perhaps a few minutes past 8. The walk has been physically taxing, although you thankfully encountered few vehicles on your side of the concrete barrier. You're also emotionally drained. The near-death shock hasn't worn off just yet, as it turns out being sent catapulted into the air. While not the newest thing, while Trusty Tony's behind the wheel, you still haven't gotten used to the experience. And you've just been too busy moving to recover from the strain. Mechanically, you all made it back to full endurance and essence points during the car ride. So from your full totals, subtract 8 endurance and 6 essence. Obviously, if you have a resistance to fatigue, you will not lose as much endurance.
8 endurance?
8 endurance and 6 essence.
Okay.
I do not believe that will... I believe that doesn't put any of you below like half of your essence. I think all of you have at least 14 attribute points.
Puts Potman at 20 and 20.
Okay.
Yep. Tony is worse for wear, but he's not Potman with like the broken arm.
Also, if you'd like to keep up your full strength until tomorrow, deduct 2 rations each. Up to this point, you've actually been managing to eat not from your ration pool.
Alright. So
Who's keeping track of party rations?
who has the list of the stuff we have? Last time. Ryan. Wait. I think I might have wrote down what I have.
So
We had 7 days of food each, so 21 each.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, Kat just carries it. She doesn't count it.
It's always a great policy.
Well, I know who I'm stealing from.
Yeah. Miss Math is not important to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Warriors don't read books, man.
So we had 7 days of rations, so we're now down to 6 days of rations each. Okay.
You're down to 19 rations.
You're down to 6 days and 1 extra meal.
Yes.
Okay.
You started with 21 each, and now you're down to 19.
I know who my second target to steal rations from is.
Yes. If you'd like to use a first aid kit, first aid roll on Tony or Potman after the injuries they sustained from the car crash, then you should roll those checks now.
Yes. If I remember correctly, we've used each medkit has 6 charges, and we've used 1 4 times here.
Yeah, you use 1 4 times. You'll empty out one of your first aid kits on doing this.
Let's start with Potman.
Okay. 1d10 plus intelligence plus first aid. Alright, that is 3 successes. Which means he recovers 3 life points.
Woo! 11!
Back to double digits.
Maybe it wasn't as bad as you thought, Potman.
Yeah, I can get punched once without dying.
Let's turn Tony
okay.
back into a mummy.
What?
Oh, you're not going to be a mummy this time.
Yeah, that's 2 successes on Trusty Tony.
I actually have 16 HP.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, it's getting dark. You've been walking for 4 hours, slowly putting more distance between yourselves and Harrisburg. The other side of the concrete barrier is full of activity stretching for miles. Panicked people attempting to flee every which way. Some are clearly handling the situation better than others, but thankfully the 3-foot-high wall guarantees you some measure of safety, and no one's crazy or desperate enough to come after you with the weapons you've got on display.
Grenade launchers usually do that.
As such, without further traumatic incident, you're a few minutes past 8, you reach the interchange between Interstate 76 and Interstate 81. The heart of Carlisle is about 3 more miles from here, and from there to downtown Hagerstown in Maryland, which is where your dream goal was for the time being, is maybe 55 or 60 miles down I-81.
Yeah. Like another hour of walking before we can stop because we'll be in Carlisle.
It's roughly the case. Carlisle, Trusty Tony would remember, has around 16,000 people in it, or at least that's what it was before all this news media went out. He has no fucking clue what this current condition of Carlisle would be.
It's a decently sized small city.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some industry, it's got some things, but
a little bit bigger than what Romero is.
Yeah. So there might be stuff there we can get. Like we can steal another car, because come on, guys. What is it, the 6 times the charm?
6.
Didn't bother us the first time, won't bother us the last time.
No.
I didn't hear any of you guys. Whatever.
Carlisle is also the only settlement that you've actually got near you. You pass past, I believe it's Mechanicsville, basically on your walk between Harrisburg and Carlisle. And further on, you've got some other settlements as well. You've got Shippensburg further on down I-81. Then you have Chambersburg. And then about maybe 10 miles from the border, you've got Greencastle. So if you're actually hoping to stop in any sort of place which has people and stores and shops for better or worse, then it would be Carlisle. Although, again, you have no idea what condition it's in.
Yeah. I think we're going to Carlisle, though, because we have... Yeah, we're going to Carlisle. Unless someone else has a better idea.
I would just like to sleep for a month.
Getting away from where the missiles came from was a good idea.
Now, there was only one missile.
Saw the glint of another one in there.
And it missed, so, you know.
Missed, yes. The explosion didn't, but the missile sure did.
Yeah.
I wasn't aiming for you.
Right.
That means you have nothing to worry about, right?
Come on,
No,
guys. Let's walk. Come on, Potman. Suck it up.
Fine.
Suck it up, Potman.
Ow.
Come on.
Do you need me to carry you, Eugene?
I don't think you could
Yes.
carry him.
How much do you weigh, Eugene?
Let's see here. I have him listed at 165 pounds.
You're close, but not in my range.
He is not a large man.
Plus gear.
Not sure
Right.
here.
That's right, plus all of the things that Potman is carrying, plus all the things that
Yes.
the cat is carrying, although you don't keep track of those, so what does that matter?
Yeah.
They're just numbers.
Just knickknacks, yes. Just numbers.
Actually, I don't suppose his armor would have counted in that crash.
Perhaps if it had been suggested at the time.
Okay. It just didn't even occur to me that armor might count in a crash.
I would say naturally no, but if it had been pitched to me last week, I might have ended up saying yes because I'm arbitrary.
All of the
probably
trauma
also
went
depends
straight to your head.
Yeah, how the damage happened.
Yeah, if only you had that pink bicycle helmet, son of a bitch. Could have saved you from the crash again.
That was the best. Oh my god.
Okay, so we're walking down 81, or are we walking down 76?
You folks are welcome to choose which one. There's a series of interchanges here that could take you off either which way, and from those you would end up going onto offshoot roads that would end up taking you into Carlisle.
Yep.
Neither interstate leads directly into Carlisle.
Nope. Come on, guys.
The 76, of course, doesn't help you get anywhere closer to
I
Hagerstown.
think we were taking 81.
Yeah. 81 is what you folks had initially suggested ever so long ago. And that basically curves around the east and then the southern portion of the city.
Alternatively, we could take Highway 11. It looks like it would do the same thing without being an interstate.
Sure, you could basically get on 76 and then head on there to that Highway 11, and then that'll take you straight into Carlisle, for better or worse.
So at least, yeah, if we find one of them's blocked, the other one might not be.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Folks begin your trip then, hopping on 76. Slow walking. Normally not the best situation to be walking along the interstate, but thankfully these are different times. B-rated movie times. And there are not helicopters waiting every which way, despite the signs saying that, speeders will be looked at by aircraft and shit.
So you're for speeding.
Yes. No, you folks are definitely not speeding, not with like 3.5 miles per hour walking.
Sure. I think I saw Tony speed swaggering.
Speed swagger.
It's a power swagger. It's a solid move.
A power swagger.
Well, this is an important consideration then. What are your characters going through? Any sort of banter between yourselves as you folks are making this trek?
I'm assuming
Papa
someone's.
is in grim, smoking silence.
I'm assuming
Cat
someone's yelling at Tony for what he did.
Just go
Am I
full
wrong?
Francis on this one. I hate cars. I hate highways. I hate helicopters.
I hate vampires.
Missiles.
But to say what? I hate missiles.
I don't think Popman really sees anything as being Tony's fault.
You can't really blame him for a missile.
The wind
Yeah,
did.
and I mean, at the time, he was asking us what to do, and we just said, do whatever.
And then I did whatever.
Yeah,
It was a
that's the
unanimous
state of it.
group decision to decide to try going through the outbound
None
side
of us,
the thing.
he kept any of us from dying. Popman's pretty fine with what Tony did.
I'm a hero.
Speaking of Potman, though, Cat would definitely offer to take his heavier objects for him. Seeing the state he's in.
Honestly, the heaviest thing on him right now is his gun and jar of hooch.
I'm
You
surprised
need
the jar.
jar of vinegar.
How did the jar of vinegar survive?
Hey, it's hooch brand vinegar.
I assume all the
Oh,
damage.
that means you have to pay a premium for it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How
if
did
you're
it
trying to buy
survive?
it. Shoot.
I don't want to shoot it. I want to buy it.
Hooch brand don't come cheap.
I'd like to assume that you only took the damage you did because you were protecting the hooch.
Clearly, Pophead was curled up around it.
Let's save this! Ow.
Yeah, Popman's not liking explosions at the moment.
There were certainly explosions, for sure, recently in his life.
Dose.
That's right.
He will not survive a third one.
Definitely bed rest for that month, as Podman is hoping, would be what his body needs. Definitely be what his body needs.
A whole month, one safe location.
Yeah, he's not He wasn't fucking joking about that.
Yeah. So is it morbid silence then that it has the group that surrounds it as it continues its trek down highways?
Well,
For the
besides
most part, it
besides
seems that
Fletch being full Francis.
Oh yeah, besides that.
It's mostly just kind of mumbling to himself as he sees things that he dislikes, which is right now everything.
I hate trees. Shut up, Fletch.
What about
What's
Steve?
wrong?
Yeah, Steve's alright, I guess.
But it's pretty much just silence. Tony's like, "That's another car I lost."
So is there like a little black
This goes so
notebook
fast.
of like,
Lost card.
like how many cars Trusty Tony has lost? He has like a diary page for everyone.
Dear
They're all
diary,
so young.
Lost another one today.
You've got a whole page eulogy on there, too. Just writing.
Okay.
Dude.
It's just a list of the car's specifications.
Yeah.
The trek remains slow and definitely painful. It is, unfortunately, you folks are not in a unmountainous region, place which has a relatively flat highways. Say like further on south, being here in the Appalachians and all, definitely windy, definitely taxing, and the soreness and stiffness from the car flip has definitely taken its toll on you. Nevertheless, you managed to head down the interstate and then eventually turn off onto the highway as you make your way towards Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
The scenery is getting increasingly dark. The street lights do not come on.
That's probably a bad sign.
That's completely
That's
normal.
bad news.
It's just trying to save power, right?
Yeah. Because you want to keep those off when there's a...
And your footsteps actually end up ringing out a bit in the night as you head on down Highway 11, coming in from the northeast, heading in towards the city proper. Very dark, especially as the sun begins to... it continues its setting, and there's no light sources other than those in the sky to help guide your way.
Hmm.
And I think you all have a few flashlights as well.
We have two.
A couple, then my apologies. I would like for you all, if you would be so generous for me, to just roll a d10. I will handle any bonuses or modifiers. I'll take care of anything that's necessary.
Should I keep rolling?
Yes, you, because you rolled a 10, can roll another d10. Alright. Okay. Let me...
We can be failures together, Ryan.
Alright. It ends up being Eugene here, as you folks are continuing to head on down the highway, getting closer and closer towards Carlisle, and Carlisle looks about the same as Romero was when you left it, which is suffice to say, abandoned at this point. Folks panicking in terror. There's some buildings off in the distance. It's very difficult to see, but some which have clearly been barricaded and boarded up. Many people haven't taken cars, or boards, or sheets of metal, and basically just done their best to fortify not just houses, but larger buildings, civic buildings located within the city as well, as if they're attempting to make their stand maybe not so much against zombies, but against other people. It's not as if you're seeing The Walking Dead anywhere here. Perhaps you have managed to outrun it by this point. It ends up being Potman, who about 20 yards back, his ears prick and he hears a twig snap. There are trees lining either side of the highway.
Alright, well, Potman suddenly goes, like, completely still, like a deer that just, heard something. Like frightened prey.
But does he say anything?
Alright, Potman comes to a sudden halt while everyone else begins to slowly walk past him.
Pretty much.
You okay there, Eugene?
Shh, shh. Potman starts looking around, eyes darting.
Sure. Potman,
Yes.
Aaron, you can go ahead and roll me a perception plus notice at a -4 penalty.
Does danger sense apply, or will you apply it if it applies?
I'll apply it if it applies. Okay. Jean begins looking around, especially directing his attention back behind him, where he heard the sudden snapping of a twig. He does not spot anything. Presumably the darkness that has settled in has made it too difficult to see, especially through the tree line that's lining either side of the highway. He does note, however, that animal sounds and activity have not been very prevalent around here. When getting off the interstate, perhaps all of the human panic has resulted in animal panic.
Alright, I must have just been hearing things.
Yeah, you.
To think you heard.
I'm surprised your ears are even working. Why aren't they ringing after the explosion?
What?
It was also a while ago.
And then Potman keeps walking with everyone. Backwards.
Backwards.
Say your convenience, who's leading with the flashlight, Tony?
Yep.
And who's got the other one?
You've always been pretty good with the perceptive stuff.
If I've got it, I'm just gonna go ahead and hand it to Eugene. This will make you feel better. Or, hell, even help us.
Now Eugene has the flashlight. This can only end.
Here. Take
This can only end.
Potman points the flashlight behind the group and slowly unholsters his gun
Okay.
and keeps walking
Alright.
backwards.
So,
Yeah, it's gonna follow example and shift most of the weight she's carrying onto the left side and put the bat in the right.
alright. So Potman walks backwards down the highway.
He's not exactly the most sensible or tactically minded,
No.
but he is paranoid.
And he is yes. He has trained for moments like this. There is no need for a roll or anything. Potman has walked backwards before in his lifetime.
At least 3 hours every Sunday, he walks backwards around the house 17 times.
Like, normally this is disconcerting for people, especially with the obstacles that might be on the road. No, not for Eugene. He's good. He's got this.
He's prepared.
There's like potholes that he's about to step in, but at the last second just like automatically adjusts without even thinking about it.
Yeah, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't grow eyes in the back of the head, and this is what's the next best thing.
It's like Fletch is about to say something before Eugene, like, fucking trips and breaks his neck, and Potman just auto-swerves.
He's just like slowly going back and forth down the road, dodging everything that would have been in his way.
It's like fucking zigzag pattern.
It's like with each footstep he
not
takes,
zigzag,
he first
it's
taps the
serpentine.
ground with his toe like a blind person feeling out the ground as they walk.
Doesn't even happen with the potholes. He literally stands on the air.
Of course. At any rate, then, what exactly is it that you folks are looking for here within the abandoned, not ruins, although Carlisle also appears to have suffered severe looting damage, arson involved, as civilization upended itself a bit, law enforcement abandoning their own posts and pursuing their own lives for their own safety, and people doing what people do when they think the world's about the end. That's doing whatever they want.
Tony's looking for a car.
Well, there are certainly cars.
Are they working? That's
They're
that, that
currently
that's an
running.
entirely different.
You certainly could take the time of the night to sift through these vehicles, find one that hasn't been appropriated to form some sort of barricade that's off on its own a bit. Give it enough time, especially through the city of Carlisle. You folks could find a vehicle. Worth noting, however, it is dark. You folks have been traveling for a while since this day started whenever you woke up in that abandoned gas station after your tractor ride.
Yeah, this is true. And we've just been sort of driving.
Yes, driving. And that hasn't been very taxing on your bodies, but this walk through the summer heat, especially through the mountains, has been. That being said, give it enough time, especially with daylight, you could scavenge up something usable. Maybe not tonight, though, especially since the light is not going to be in your favor, what with it being dark and all. If you want to try to find a working vehicle with 2 flashlights and the light of the moon, by all means.
Well,
just finding a place to hole up for the night would be.
Yeah.
You should
good
get
enough
somewhere
for now.
safe, Tony.
okay.
I think
okay.
preferably a place that might have food in it, so we're not using up our own stock.
Well, that's gonna be a bit difficult because this place looks like it's been raided.
All I meant was residential type places.
Aaron, why don't you end up giving me a 1d10 plus perception plus scavenging roll? Since you're the lead man on this sort of thing.
Yeah, Popman's a fucking scavenger.
I have scavenging too,
Yeah.
but Popman's got this.
Yeah, 2 levels of success there. It ends up being Eugene with his ever-aware eyes and presence as he's continuing to stroll backwards down the highway. You end up coming across a 1-story house. It's definitely seen better days, worse for wear, but it's got a roof, it's got walls, it's unoccupied. Windows are mostly broken, but there's enough objects, bookshelves, to push in front of the way. There's a few non-perishable foods, obviously canned goods, but with the power not working, all of the perishables have already spoiled. Any perishable that's there, anyway.
Well, I think
This is
Unless
good
it's-
enough. I'm
unless
gonna
it's
pass out.
assumed that it's already taken care of, sweep and clear type stuff.
Folks can definitely go through. No dwellers that you currently find inhabiting the bungalow. No animals either, but perhaps for the best. Except for the kitten.
All right. Well, once everyone's in there and they've cleared the place out, Popman's gonna pull everyone together and start whispering, saying, "All right, I heard a stick snap earlier, and I heard a guy say shit behind us. So there might be people around. Good night. Good luck with keeping watch."
So, how many entrances do we have in this building?
Well, you've got a front door, you got a back door. There is no garage, and you've got about 8 windows.
Oh, fuck. How many of the windows are not boarded? All of them?
None of them are boarded, but you can push obstacles, bookshelves, coffee tables, basically parts of the bed frame, over all of them.
If any of them have locks, I would like to lock them and then put something in front of them that will either impede or make noise.
The windows are really basically holes in the wall right now, more than actual windows.
Great.
As
This,
if
this place is a bit below even squatter quality.
well, let's just say the glass is currently smashed in so that it's all crunchable. You can walk there, you can crunch on over until you get to the hole.
Hey, it
Yeah,
came with burglar alarms.
yeah, it's Trusty Tony's. It's his favorite.
Trusty
My
broken glass shards.